Right, welcome.
Yep.
Are we live? Yeah. Right. Okay. Thanks, Rachel. Right. Welcome to the planning committee. Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Councillor Anne Thompson, and I'm chair of the committee. May I first of all remind you of some domestic arrangements? And Paula is supposed to read these, but I've been lumped with it, I'm afraid. I just thought I'd put that in, hon. It is important that all participants should conduct themselves in an appropriate manner. Please put your mobile phone on silent. Participants must ensure their microphones are muted throughout the meeting. If you wish to speak, you must raise your hand via the raise hand facility in Zoom and only unmute your microphone when invited to speak. Please do not interrupt other speakers. Members are reminded that they should not have an alternative communication lines open, i.e. other Skype chats, and that if you are contacted by a third party during the application, you should bring this to my attention as soon as possible. If members do lose connection to the meeting, we will adjourn for up to 10 minutes to assist them in reconnecting. I would like to remind everyone present that this meeting is being broadcast live to the internet. The whole of the meeting will be recorded except where there are confidential or exempt items. To vote on matters, I will confirm the recommendation and request the mover and a seconder. I will then hand over to the Democratic Services Officer to conduct a roll call of votes. Right, first item on the agenda is apologies for absence. So I will hand over to Paula of Democratic Services Officer to do a roll of members and officers present. Thanks, Paula.
Thanks, Chair. Chair, we've got apologies from Councillor McEwen, and Councillor Burns is substituting, and we've also got apologies from Councillor Mooney. So members, if I just read out your name, could you just respond with present, please? Anne Thompson.
Present.
Colin Thompson.
Present.
Councillor Assoud.
Present.
Burley.
Present.
Daniel Edwards.
Present.
Gaughan.
Present.
Hall.
Present.
Husband.
Present.
Knott.
Present.
Seward.
Present.
And Burns.
Present.
Thank you. And officers, Jason, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, Jason Hipkiss, Development Services Manager.
And Maureen, please.
Maureen Smith, Principal Planning Officer.
Thank you. That's everyone, Chair. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, love. Right, we've had the apologies. We've got no urgent items. There's no delegations because I haven't received any. Admission of public and press, there's only one item and it's in part 1. Declarations of interest, any interest to declare? No. Agree, I confirm the minutes and I will sign them at a time when I can get into the town hall to sign quite a lot of them. Is that agreed?
Agreed.
Right, public participation. There is no members of the public speaking today. So we'll go straight on to the planning applications. So in the, well, it used to be the blue booklet, but now it's just online. So is Maureen, is this you? The application for Colton Street.
Excuse me, Chair.
Yeah.
Can we just do the delegated book, please?
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. The agenda on here doesn't go on one page. Do we agree the delegated approvals in the booklet that's sent out to you?
Agreed.
Right, so we go on to the planning application for decision, which is 1 Colton Street, Barrow-in-Furness, conversion of a disused storm workshop to 3 number residential dwellings and associated external alterations, and this is in Hindpool Ward. And we did get some extra information this morning. It was very late posted out because it only arrived this morning. There was some sort of document which Maureen will take us through, but there was also another email with the conditions on that we'll be passing today, not the ones that are actually on the papers that we got out. Okay, Maureen, sorry to Twitter on like that.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. This is an application for a conversion of a vacant warehouse on the corner of Colton Street and High Street. Property dates from around 1850 and is just outside of the central conservation area. The reason for bringing it before committee is because one letter of objection has been received. It's not from an immediate resident, but an interested party, and they are raising concerns about the design of the proposals being unsympathetic to the character of the building and the area in general. They're not objecting to the principle, but more that a more sensitive scheme really would be preferred, that's something that could make a positive impact on the area. And we have some sympathy with those comments, and your officers have taken those on board. Equally so, of course, is the question of viability for a small development such as this. So it can be limited in terms of what we can achieve in terms of design, but we've tried to work with the applicant and seek amended plans on this occasion, and those have come forward. The principle of the development is acceptable, and it should result in an improved level of amenity for the immediate residents in terms of the loss of the warehouse use and any comings and goings that would be associated with that. So that should be an improvement for the immediate residents, and no highway objections have been received. If I could just refer members to paragraph 4.22 in the report and condition 3, which the chair has just mentioned before, that referred to the need for a construction management plan to be provided with the application. That came in quite late in the day and has been circulated to members with the extra information, and as a result the conditions are amended to take account of that report. We do always try and work with applicants in a positive way, and hence the information came in quite late in the day, but it does mean that the applicant, should the application be approved, they won't need to subsequently apply to discharge that condition. The conversion scheme before you, as I say, amended plans have now been received, and the aim really isn't to make the building look like a new building, sweeping away all of its character. What we really wanted to achieve is something that would be positive within the conservation area and retaining the brickwork, the window openings, the design and detailing. And I think we've got there with that. We now have a scheme that's considered to be acceptable, and it's recommendation that permission be granted subject to the amended conditions that were circulated to members earlier today. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thanks, Maureen. Any members of the committee got anything to say or ask Maureen about it? Councillor Burns, do you want to say something? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm new to this. I'm just wanting to inquire about, feedback, about how we consult with the residents around there when something like this is being converted. I'm just wondering, do we actually let people know when this is going to start and what it means to the people that are living in those areas? I'm just sort of, and I don't know whether I can say this, delighted that something's happening to this building, because we've had years of meeting the residents in that area and them complaining about the mess and all sorts that comes with this building and trying to do something about it in the local area. So I'm actually pleased that something is going to happen there. But I just want to make sure that we actually talk to the residents in the area to say that this has been converted and that the building is going to take place, and to actually alert the residents to that happening.
Thanks, Anne. Maureen, do you want to come in on that?
Yeah, thank you. Through you, Chair. When the application came in, we did write to all of the residents, and we also displayed a site notice. So that was the first process pre-application, should I say. And then the condition that I referred to in terms of requiring the construction management plan, that was really aimed at safeguarding the residents in terms of potential noise, disturbance, dust, operating hours, and so on. And the applicant has provided quite a lot of information in that, so that the operating hours are 8 until 6, Monday to Friday, 8 until 1 on a Saturday, and no Sunday working. There's also supposed to be a staggered delivery service, so anyone has to ring ahead if they're delivering materials to the site. Dust prevention measures. They'll be able to ensure that the construction workers park on the car park to the rear of the site rather than on the street. So all of that package of information is really aimed at protecting the residents. the applicant is a local builder. He's familiar with schemes in the area, and I'm sure he'll be happy to keep in touch with the residents as things go on, and just be available really if there's any complaints as well. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Maureen. Derek?
Right, thank you. Somewhere I've been trying to find it, it mentions skips, but it doesn't tell you where they're going to be stored, unless it's in one of the other paragraphs where off-street bin store facilities. So I presume that the bins will be elsewhere. Sorry, let's start again. That's another one. The skips, where are they going to site the skips for the rubbish?
Thank you, Chair. The skip is actually already on site at the moment, and it's on the Colton Street frontage. But of course, they need to apply for a site licence for the skip anyway. So that's really dealt with other legislation outside of the planning service. But again, the information is in the construction management plan as well, just a belt and braces approach, as in where deliveries will take place, making sure that those are staggered, that all of the deliveries to site don't arrive at the same time, and that kind of procedural work is through the construction management plan. But the skip is on site at the moment, Councillor Gon, and that's on the Colton Street side. Thank you.
Right, thank you. The other one is, when you look at the ground floor plans, there's a bin storage area somewhere on it in the yard. But if you look at the ground floor plans, the two dwellings don't seem to have any access to the bin storage area.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, there is a slight anomaly with the elevation not quite tying up with the floor plan on that. There's direct access to the yard for one of the dwellings, and then the other two have the off-street bin storage to the rear, which will be shared. You're correct that there isn't just that little door shown on that rear elevational drawing, but that's something we can get an amendment just before the decision notice is issued. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Hall?
Sorry, just unmute it. Yeah, I can't find it now, but there was something about the fact that the three residences will not be permitted to apply for off-road, on-road car parking. What's the rationale behind that? Is that a standard thing, or?
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, the resident parking scheme is something that's administered by the County Council, and I believe due to demand that they don't tend to issue those for new developments, but it's not something that we can get involved in planning-wise. It's something that's issued, administered solely by the County Council. Thank you.
Yeah, I just read it somewhere in the notes and I can't find it now.
It's in the highway response from the county.
Right.
No, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sure when people move in there, they'll be advised to get hold of the county councillor. So I'm sure Anne will sort that out for them. Okay, well, we have got amended recommendations in the information that came out this morning. Do we have to do can I have a mover of them recommendations, please?
I'll move it, Anne.
Right, a seconder, please.
I'll second it.
Right, okay, thank you. Do you want to take a roll call, Paula?
Yeah, thanks, Chair. I'll just read out members' names. If you could respond with for, against or abstain, please. Anne Thompson.
For.
Colin Thompson.
For.
Asood.
For.
Burley.
For.
Daniel Edwards.
For.
Gorn.
For.
Hall.
For.
Husband.
For.
Not.
For.
Seward.
For.
And Burns.
Oh,
That's unanimously carried, Chair.
Right, thank you. That's carried. So that is the end of the meeting. Thank you all for attending. If this had been in the town hall, it would have taken 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But because it's on Zoom, it's taken a lot longer, so I'm not going to break my record of the fastest meeting yet. Okay, thanks very much.